I can see the tears and his frustration there sitting in his car. Something was going on in his life that really was affecting him emotionally. Hello, this is Hector again, and welcome back. I want to share a lesson that has significantly shifted my perspective and changed my thinking and gave value to people around me. If you ever find yourself feeling frustrated with people or like things aren't going your way, I'd like to share something that truly transformed my outlook. Sometimes we have control over things that happen around us and we feel a little bit frustrated. And that's good, obviously. But one thing that I've learned over the years is compassion. I used to struggle with being compassionate with people. I was always looking out for myself and my interests. I was a bit selfish. However, it was my daughter who unexpectedly became my teacher in compassion. For many years, I started teaching my children how to drive. See, I was their teacher, their driving teacher. I taught them all how to drive, and they all did very good. They all passed their driving test, and I would be with them whenever they would take that test, and we would celebrate their accomplishment of getting their driver's license. I was teaching my daughter how to drive one day, and one of my pet peeves, let me tell you, it's always been like when you come to a red light and you're going to turn left, and the light is green. It's not a flashing arrow green, it's just green. I would teach them to go into the middle of this intersection and wait for traffic to pass, and then they would turn left as the light, was still green or getting ready to turn left. Before the light turned red, they can turn to the left. Okay? I would get frustrated with drivers who wouldn't do that. Okay? They would wait behind the intersection. The light would be green, all the cars would go by, and they never turned left. That would make me have to wait extra time for them to turn left the next cycle of the light, okay? That really frustrated me. So let me tell you what happened one day. One day, after my daughter had already gotten her driver's license, she came up to the intersection and the light was green. She was going to turn left, okay? But she didn't move forward, like I had taught her. And then the light turned red and she stayed at the intersection. And she turned to me and she said, "Dad, I know you taught me to go in the middle of the intersection and turn left when the light is green, that before it turns red, I can turn and make that when the cars go by. I know. Well, I don't feel comfortable being in the middle of the intersection while the light is green and traffic is going past." It was at that time that I learned sometimes people have a fear like my daughter. And you know what? That's okay. So today, when I'm driving and the driver in front of me gets to the intersection and they don't make that move forward in the middle of the intersection before the light turns red, I don't get frustrated anymore. You know why? Because I think of them like my daughter. Okay, so it's okay. That really taught me how to be compassionate with other people. I would always think of them that they're like her. She has this fear, and maybe they don't feel comfortable. Okay, or maybe they're just like new drivers, like my daughter, and that doesn't bother me anymore. So, as the years have passed, I've started practicing compassion for other people. The way they're driving or the way they're acting or what they're saying, and I've learned that things don't bother me anymore. I now have more compassion on how people act around me. And let me tell you, it's much easier. You can get past those frustrations of anger and unnecessary stress when people aren't doing what you want them to be doing in your thoughts. That's incredible, right? Those things that really bother us, but when you begin to learn and practice compassion, let me tell you, things are easier in your job, with your coworkers, in your business, with your business partners, even with customers. You begin to have compassion for them. One time, my wife and I we were at an intersection. The light was red, and we were just waiting for it to turn green. And I started looking around. There was cars to my left, to my right, and I remember seeing the car to my left, and there was a man there. He was an older man, and he was just sitting there in his car. And I saw something that really hit hard. He was crying in his car. I can see the tears and his frustration there sitting in his car. Something was going on in his life that really was affecting him emotionally. And he was there at the intersection crying. And my heart went out to him. I was just wondering what he was going through at that moment. You know, people go through issues and there's problems. In life, there are many challenges. We face it every day. And it's really easy to feel disappointed, frustrated, and let me tell you, even annoyed with other people's behavior. However, reacting with compassion is crucial. It's what we need to prioritize today, to empathize with people. This will shift profoundly the way we feel about people. You know, if you have compassion, compassion will attract like-minded individuals, whether they're colleagues, business partners, or customers. By embracing compassion, you'll perceive situations differently. The shift has the power to transform your life. If you find this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. See you next time.